Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video, and in this one I'm going to be covering the new Shin record entitled Azalea. So Shin, new album, prior vocalist for the Visual Kei Rock band, now defunct Visual Kei Rock band, Vivid. Now I know I don't cover that much music from the country of Japan, but they do release quite a few really important releases each year that I definitely enjoy. They feature some really great pop artists, some really great rock artists, some really great metal artists, from everything from Visual Kei Rock to Deer and Grey, and if you're talking pop and kind of R&B type stuff, you have like Kiari Pamu Pamu and Utada Hikaru. Not to mention the major slew of both English and Japanese speaking Vocaloid producers that create some really interesting music with Vocaloids. I follow different publications, I follow different labels, and I pretty much stumbled on this. As of 2019, there are a lot of very average, run-of-the-mill J-rock bands that have that very over-the-top feel, that very overly dramatic feel, which really runs in with the theme of how they've built J-rock over the decades. A lot of energy, a lot of emotion, a lot of passion, kind of confessional type lyrics, things like that. And this little short album is something that I really want to get on your radar. It is 7 tracks, 26 minutes, and it's very, very compact and surprisingly diverse, although it does have the usual pitfalls that some J-rock albums do, which is they just don't really do that much that is just super, super boundary pushing. But I do give it to Shin for making this record as diverse as he could with how tight the track listing is. There are quite a few different highlights on this record. I think the reason Shin somewhat shines on this record as opposed to other J-rock artists that are in the contemporary field is how he implements and executes the style that already exists. I can't get the track Tragedy out of my head from how infectious the chorus is on this track to how chuggy the verses are. I love that guitar work on the verses. This is probably one of the closest tracks on the record to Vivid. Whereas Azalea, the longest track on the record, is this piano-led, acoustic guitar-led, simple drum-led track that is more of a ballad in the vein of a lot of very classical, beautiful Japanese pop music, Japanese R&B music, Japanese soul music, and once again, this is really led by Shin's vocal performance. I gotta give him credit for how passionate he comes off. Once again, Center of Tokyo thrives because of how infectious the chorus is. Just loving the bass work on this record. Straight as it starts off, it is extremely funky, tappy, and it carries on throughout the whole track. The bass is one of the leading proponents and leading components of this track. I won't sit here and tell you that it's the most adventurous listen from the J-rock universe, but it is probably the best J-rock release that I've heard this year, and I have heard quite a bit. I really think Shin has some great vocal chops on this record, fairly diverse vocal chops on this record, and I appreciate the diversity in the instrumentation and the compositions. There's nothing to worry about from a production standpoint. It's clear, not too clear, it's not too pristine, but it's not too raw either, and it really does keep that classic J-rock feel. And it also carries over some of the influences from the Visual Kei Rock side that Shin has really came from, that he was birthed from. The language barrier shouldn't necessarily be that much of an issue, because I highly suggest you do check out the lyrics as you're listening, because I do think they have quite a bit to offer. It won't necessarily take away from the context of the instrumentation, it'll just give more depth and dimension to what you're listening to, so it's not just empty words. The pianos sound beautiful on this record. Like I said, the bass work is amazing when it comes through, very crisp, adds a nice fun feel to it, very funky feel to it. The drum work, while simplistic, remains very, very effective, and the guitar work can either be very beautiful, if we're talking the acoustic side, or very chuggy and full and rumbling when it comes to the heavier side, the chuggier side. Definitely a record I can see myself returning to quite a bit this year. Definitely recommend it if you like Japanese music, J-rock, even J-metal and Visual Kei Rock. I think you'll get a lot out of this record. I think it's a fun listen, and what more can I say? I suggest it. I'll be giving this record a 7.5 out of 10, and that is a wrap. Please stay for the on-screen links and videos that you might be interested in. Have you heard this new Shin record entitled Azalea? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. I would love to discuss the record with you. Like this video if you enjoyed it. It helped me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here to join the review family today. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.